Hey everybody, East Coast Reefer here. We're going to get straight in it today. I had a visit to AAC and I was very fortunate. Paul spotted me and invited me through to have a look in their grow out room and the room they're going to be using for shipping out corals when they do the mail order side of things as well. And yeah, it was really nice to get a look in at some of the gonnies. They had some beautiful gonnies in there. Quite a bit of Euphilia, some glitter gonnies, some amazeballs, and quite a bit of acro in there as well. So I was over at AAC today because I was taking advantage of their Boxing Day sale, which is on between now and the end of December. So it's 25% off of coral, 15% off of livestock, if I remember that correctly. But just check out their Facebook or website and whatever, you'll see the details there. So yeah, some really nice coral in here, and it was a absolutely spotless room. It was, yeah, you could tell it was a room that they'd got to do from scratch, implementing all the things they'd learned from the other areas that they'd used. And then the other side of this room was kind of devoted to seahorses, and you can see the stock in there. Those ones were particularly stunning, with really kind of well-defined cirri, I believe Paul called them, the little kind of antennae on them. These fry were a day old apparently, and then you can see lots of different stages of their growth in these tanks as you go along. And then we have some slightly bigger ones, and then these last two tanks, these were 2 weeks old, I believe. So you can see how much they grow from that first one where they were like a day old to there where they're 2 weeks old, and the amount of growth they've gone through in that time. And we have a few more tanks here. These had just all been fed just as I was going through and filming as well. But yeah, there's loads and loads of seahorses in here. He's really invested a lot of time and money in this project, and having quite a bit of success with it by the looks of it. You can see the different coloration of the seahorses as they mature, and they adapt slightly different colorations. And then you can see a bit more in this tank where the live food is in there, but they're growing in vats just next to this. So yeah, you can see some of the live food swimming around still. Then we have a tank here, kind of more for adult-sized seahorses, and one here that he had a lot of adolescent seahorse in. And you see this tank had just been fed as well. Then through to the main shop. This is their main display tank. It never ceases to amaze me, this tank. Every time I go in and look, I see something that I haven't seen before. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look in this tank, something is new that you haven't seen since you last visited, and it is really growing fantastically in this tank. So the selection of clams in there it's got 4 or 5 clams, I believe, in this main tank. It just looks really, really nice. And then the wave action on this tank's fantastic. I believe it's a Tunzi wave box, I think it's called, in the back right corner of this tank, creating all the motion. But a really great looking softy tank there. And then last but by no means least, there's quite an unusual tank here, mostly with like gorgonians and unusual things like that, normally sponges in here as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video really soon.